the moon is gone. All I could see was the sky catching on fire, our atmosphere burning up and fusing with space. Our time has come, and there was no stopping this. It all started with that story in the news. Planetary movement, they called it. They said it hadn't happened since dinosaurs, and yet no one connected it with how they ended up. They said we'd see miracles, pretty lights, breathtaking things. All I see are these monsters, these giants in the sky. The planet started moving, like a big wind was blowing us all aside for something else. You would think the planets hitting us would be our fate, but no, that was the moon's luck. Yes, luck. The bigger planets destroying us would have been a glorious fate, but I can see our fate clearly. The sun is now where the moon once hung in the sky, and it's all coming closer. This is also a glorious fate. I just fear that it's too late. You see, when the earth began to move, and tilt, and whirl, the things that resided in the earth's crust, and in the deep ocean trenches, and deep in the biggest mountains, well, they were not happy to be unwoken. Ungodly. That is the adjective I prefer to use. It does not come close to what these things looked like. Humans at first glance, and only then, when you look again, you cannot utter a single word. All you can fathom is the thought of who would make such a creature. Not God. Maybe not even Satan. Much worse than you've ever imagined. Eyes as yellow as the now growing sun. No hair. Skin like weeks old raw meat left out in the dirtiest sewer. And mangled hands tipped with claws that resemble blades of a blender. Then you freeze in fear. Not because of the image of this abomination, but because of the sound that comes from this monster's throat. Like the worst, guttural scream of agony. Then another one sounds it out again. And again. And it's then you realize they understand each other. They're laughing. This is the fate most of the world has been damned to. All but me, I wonder as I sit here alone, watching our galaxy split from the seams like all the people I knew. I don't know which fate I will endure. The sun is almost here. It's getting hot in the closet I've locked myself in. One hole in the wall is how I confirm the world around me is dying. Not to mention the screams of the people and the laughter of those things. But then I hear them break the door to the outside room, and I hear them laugh and scream. Then I almost cry out. They spoke in a very unnerving human voice. It's not the voice that makes me wish the sun was near, but what the voice says to me.
Come out, Sam. It's not so bad.
This is when I pass out. I awake in a jolt. It's dark. For a moment, I think they've blinded me. But then my eyes adjust to the dark and I realize I'm still in the closet. I look outside the hole and I'm terrified of what I see. The sun is moving away now. It missed. By the looks outside, not by much. All the planets are dried up. Not burnt, but dried. I listen for those things. Seconds. Minutes. Hours. Maybe even a whole day I sat. Nothing. I built up the courage to go outside and search the school I've hidden. Nothing. I venture further, out into the town, and still find nothing. No life resides in this city. I'm alone. I see the blood trails of the creatures' meals leading to a small forest outside of town. The sight was strange, accounting on how little life there was left on the once exuberant planet. I hear nothing coming from within, and I'm terrified of dying alone. So eventually I decide to walk in and try to find some other form of life, and follow the deer, I hope, trails. I come up on a clearing. It was strange because of two facts. One, I felt like I was directly in the middle of the forest, going from no sense of direction to perfect. Two, all of the blood stops. It just disappears. Eventually, I step into the middle of the clearing. Looking around, I find nothing. I start to fret about being all alone and watching the earth drift further and further away from any source of light and other things when I freeze. It's about dusk now. I am chilled to the core of my bones. I know what my fate will be.
Sam, you've stopped hiding. We saved our best for you. It's not so bad.
I start to run, but thank you, Linda. In other news, an 18-year-old boy died after awakening out of a 48-hour coma today. Doctors are reporting that he awoke screaming, and for 16 minutes all he could say was, "It's not so bad," before going into cardiac arrest and eventually dying. More on this as it develops. Now, moving on to a new subject, scientists discover a new event that they are calling planetary movement. More at 11.